What's right and what's wrong? It's a question all of us have tackled at some point. Whether it was when you were just a young one in pre-K or a full-blown 25-year-old, all of us have learned or developed our own form of right and wrong. My journey started young. I became a Christian when I was 7. That's right, 7. Is a 7-year-old too young to understand the complexities of right and wrong presented in the Bible? Good question that I don't have an answer to, because there I was, 7-year-old girl obsessed with Barbies and Cinderella, trying to read Leviticus and understand what it meant to be a Christian. Obviously, it all went way over my head, and my parents stopped me in my tracks and tried to teach me the simple things to me, such as not lying, or stealing from your brother, or copying homework. Right and wrong had been drilled into my head since I was a little girl, and sometimes my parents went a little extreme. For example, I remember when I was 6 or 7, I snuck into my parents' room and stole a candy corn. Side note, why would my parents hide candy in their room from a 7-year-old? Because I'm going to find it. And next, my parents found out. Next thing I know, I was getting a huge spanking and a scolding about not entering my parents' bedroom without knocking. I know what you're thinking. Your parents punished you for entering their room without knocking? And to that I say yes. Yes, they did. I told you they went a little extreme. But anyway, so here I am, a newly born-again 7-year-old, stealing candy innocently from my mom and dad, and I get punished for it, and I'm in an epic state of confusion. Never mind my newfound faith. I knew from that point on I never, ever wanted to get spanked. Ever again. I overcompensated and became an extreme goody-goody. I feared the paddle so much that I did everything perfect. I was the perfect little girl, and I followed all the rules perfectly. Now let's flash forward to 10 years later when I left for college. No rules? No parents? No punishment? Oh my God, let's party! Well, not exactly. Actually, I never went through a cultural rebellious phase. I think fear from getting punished or fear of faulty reputation kept me from exploring my own faith and rules and identity. And that fear changed me in college. You see, when I went to school, new friends, no parents, I had no one to impress and no one to own up to. I could literally do everything I wanted. So I started exploring. I questioned my inherently conservative beliefs. What about cussing? Is that bad? Or alcohol? Wait, who said that was bad again? But I listen to heavy metal music. Am I going to hell for that too? All of a sudden, I was bombarded with situations and people that challenged my trained behavior. I was even more confused than I was as a child. Can I still love Jesus and go to shows and watch people passionately worship the Lord in a form that's not really accepted by society? Could I still be a Christian and say that word that sometimes slips out because I'm human? Does Jesus still love me if I take a legal sip of wine? Throughout this transition period, the Lord said something profound to me while I was smoking a cigarette, actually. He asked me, "What are you so afraid of?" Me. Huh? God. What are you so afraid of? I don't know. Getting spanked? Yeah. You see, God loves me. He loves me. I don't have to live in fear about breaking the rules or following the rules because He loves me. As my friend Josh likes to say, He loves with the viscosity of many hearts. This isn't an excuse to go morally crazy, but it does give me freedom from my fear of punishment. God's love drives me to do what He wants, not fear. I'm still exploring my morality, but I do know one thing for sure. God loves me and I love Him, and I've never felt more joy and peace in my life. I know who I am and whose I am.